Reanimator deck.
Yep, Marsh is coming straight off of a Reanimator matchup. It's like he's got it all in mind already. We'll see how this goes down. Let's see how the finals play out.
All right.
Turn 1 Entomb for Josh.
It's a good start for Josh.
Making sure it doesn't let Marsh get an island, so there can be no dazing. Put his card he got slightly off camera, so couldn't quite tell what it was. Might have been Inkwell Leviathan. That's the card that seemed to be the go-to card for Chris Walton in the last round.
Yep.
Looks like there's a tinge of blue underneath that, so I would guess Inkwell Leviathan is the card. And I see a Reanimate Dead in Josh's hand.
And a Force of Will.
And a Force. I don't know if there's another blue card that's hiding the back there, though.
All right, Marsh takes his turn 1.
All right. So Marsh is cracking a fetch land. One thing I gotta say, I love about the new standard format. Just so little shuffling.
Yeah, the tournament went very fast. I'm curious to see, and people that played F&M, give me your experience too. This tournament went very fast yesterday. A lot of rounds got done within 20 minutes that we were watching. We got multiple rounds. Sometimes we got done, and none of the feature matches, or all the feature matches were already finished within 20 minutes.
20 minutes in. Just felt like there's less shuffling, before it's a little faster.
Yeah, I want to know what you guys think about this format and like how fast it was for you guys at F&M.
So Marsh plays Green Sun Zenith, gets Dryad Arbor.
I love doing that in Modern. I'm so sad it's gone. It was so much fun to go get Dryad Arbor.
Do you think it should have been banned?
Yeah, it's a 1-mana, or it's a Llanowar Elf, a Primeval Titan, another Reliquary, a Galaxy. I mean, I'll keep going. It was way too many cards, just for one.
Yeah.
It gave green decks too much of a tool.
I made all the decks look the same too. Like they all had Green Sun Zenith packages. I think maybe they could have waited, maybe not. But
Yeah.
all right, two mana.
Animate Dead. Do we have
Or
Daze?
Exhume. There's Exhume by Josh Weinandy.
All right, there's Daze.
All right, there's Daze from Marsh.
Force. Do we have a Force back?
Look at Josh's play compared to Marsh. Marsh is very slow, deliberate, thinks about what he's doing. Josh is like, I'm going to throw these cards out of my hand and see where they land.
All right, there's the Force.
There's the Force. I feel like Josh could have just waited a turn. Or waited a couple turns.
And not worried about...
Because the Daze, like running right into that Daze, now he seems kind of far behind. Although he does have Animate Dead, so maybe not. Maybe you just go for it. I don't know if I would have burned the Force to counter Daze, though. If you have Exhume, I would have just played the Exhume. He Dazes, say okay.
I mean, if he doesn't have the Force back, then I think that's fine. Plus, you're slowing Marsh down, too.
You are setting him back a turn, which is a big deal.
I think I would have fought for it.
All right, Chocolate Island back down for Marsh. In for
Tax
one, he says. Josh drops down to 19 life. And now Marsh passes back. Josh draws a card. And time to animate some dead. Taps 1, taps 2. There's Animate Dead. Does Marsh have another Force?
Marsh shrugs, says, all right.
Looks like it's going to be okay.
He's tanking. What's he tanking on?
Well, we've seen Marsh is a very deliberate player, so... that's Ginger Taxis. That's not Inkwell Leviathan.
Oh, wow.
So that's going to be some draw 7. And after that guy comes back and you draw 7, it's so hard for the Reanimator deck to lose just because it has access to another fatty, another reanimation spell, probably have an extra Force. And if Marsh finishes his turn, he's going to lose his entire hand. Now, if Marsh has a path or something, then he won't have to discard his hand, but the damage will be done with those fresh 7 cards.
I mean, yeah, this game is over just because of that.
Marsh still has some play, but it's going to be a very uphill battle.
Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen this card in play, and that's insane. Like, not only does he get to do that, but now he gets to just discard Fatty. He goes up to 8 cards, discards a Fatty.
And Puerile Archangel hits the graveyard, too.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Ginger Taxis, after that card came out, a lot of people feel like it really revitalized the Reanimator decks. And there's Night the Reliquary.
He's just gonna... Oh, there's Daze. Insult to injury.
There's Daze for Josh Weinandy. Make sure that Knight doesn't hit the table.
All right,
and Marsh just picks up all of his cards. He's like, oh, all right, well, I'm not going to have anything. And this isn't the first time Marsh has been on the bad end of a Ginger Taxis. I remember one of the last times I saw Marsh play was in a feat match, and his opponent reanimated Ginger Taxis.
Oh, you've seen Marsh play before?
Yeah, Marsh has come to quite a few of the Star City Games Opens. He's got several points, plays in a lot of these events, goes around to a lot of the Grand Prix, too. So
I have never heard of Marsh until right now.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
I mean, I probably have seen his name for the top 8 of Nationals and just, forgot about it.
He always likes to talk with you, and he's really happy to talk about deck ideas.
yeah.
He's got some cool rogue strategies. He was really working on the Bant deck before a lot of people were, which is very interesting.
Very impressed with his play so far this weekend. He's one of the players that'll stand out tomorrow when I go home. If I'm going to tell stories about this tournament, I'm going to talk about Marsh.
And you got the beard connection too.
I think that's what it is, the bond.
But he did drop game 1 against the other Reanimator player, Chris Walton. In the semis, we saw Marsh managed to squeak out a first game, and then have a pretty good draw in the third game. This time, Josh did what his deck wanted to do, got Ginger Taxis out, and no coming back from that one for Marsh. Yeah, I think it was Sam Stoddard versus Marsh in the first round of Open, and Sam just reanimated Ginger Taxis on like turn 2 or something like that. Marsh picked it up, read it, was like, ugh, and discarded his entire hand.
That is another player, Sam Stoddard. I've heard so much about him, and I don't think I've ever seen a picture of him.
Well, he was here this weekend.
Did we watch him at all?
He was in the booth doing commentary.
Oh, that's Sam Stoddard. Okay, I just never connected the face with the person.
Yeah, that's Sam Stoddard.
And the name, yeah.
Great guy. Yeah, super fun, and he had a good time doing commentary. Love to have him back in the booth.
Oh, yeah. Heard so much about him, heard him a bunch of SCGs, just never saw him with his name in the same spot.
It's funny, we live in a world today where between Facebook and Twitter and your faceless ways of communication, between the rumors that spread around, you can know all about a person, everything about them except for what they look like, which is so strange. But it's a different world we live in.
I like it.
It's some fun. Hey, everybody, back to the booth. I'm Gavin Bray.
I almost forgot.
Jeez, Brad. You
I
almost forgot?
No, I actually did forget.
Wow. Well, we're going to give away a whole year of Star City Games Premium. That is
1 year.
That is more than 6 months, more than 3 months.
12 months, 365 days.
It's more than the semifinal and quarterfinals prizes put together. That's really impressive. And so the way this works is very simple. I'm going to ask a question. You're going to answer the question on Twitter using the hashtag SCG Premium. So just answer the question and make sure to put the hashtag, which is the number sign followed by SCG Premium. You see it right down there in the bottom left corner of your screen. And assuming you answer the question correctly, you will win a whole year of Star City Games Premium if your name is chosen, which is one person out of everyone who answers it correctly to get it.
All right, but there's one rule. I'm adding a rule to the finals. You have to do a little dance after you win. If you win, you got to just get out of your chair, do a little dance, sit back down. It's fine. Do a little victory dance for us. Full year's worth it.
Fair enough. All right, well, here's the question. So in the Standard Open earlier today, in the finals, we saw a mirror match of an archetype. Now, all the deck lists are uploaded online. You can go check them out on the coverage website if you need a little bit of help figuring this out. But what was in the finals of the Standard Open? Which 2 decks fought it out to define the new standard format? They were the same deck. What archetype were they?
It wasn't No Band.
It wasn't No Band. I'll give you a hint. It also did not contain Brainstorm.
Did not contain Brainstorm.
So there you go. It was probably because it was a standard deck.
It was a standard deck.
These are helpful hints.
And the judges are very good at finding, people that are playing illegal cards.
Absolutely. So come on, answer the question for me, and you could win a year of StarCityGames.com Premium. Which deck was it? Tell us. Now on Twitter. You'll have until the match ends to get it in. Then we'll choose one person, lock it in, and that person will win a year. And don't go away after the match either. Stay tuned. We'll be going into an interview with the winner of the tournament, whether it's going to be Marsh or Josh. We'll talk to either one.
They'll be in here. They'll be here with their trophy. They're going to talk about their tournament.
And have a glowing smile on their face at the same time. All right, let's go back to the match and see what's checking out here as the game continues. All right, so Marsh still sideboarding, looking down a list he must have wrote. I wonder if he took note on what was in his opponent's sideboard so he could sideboard appropriately.
I don't think. Can you do that?
Well, because
you get those notes once you sit down, and then you can't make those notes.
But if he already knows.
If he already knows that information, yeah, you can take that from outside.
If he already has that information, you can write it down, and you can look at stuff like that in between games. I think Callie is probably telling Marsh that he has to speed up his sideboard.
Yeah.
You only get 3 minutes. Marsh is very deliberate, but you do only get 3 minutes to shuffle and present. And Marsh doesn't want to pick up any kind of penalty here in the finals.
No. Especially if he might. I heard there was a couple times judges asked him to pick up his speed in the semifinals. Maybe he has a warning already on him, not just a couple cautions.
Yeah, it's very important that you play at a reasonable pace at all times. Even in the finals, it's untimed, but the same rules still apply. You can't just tank forever about your decisions. So Marsh making some last minute decisions. Marsh is a very deliberate player, but at the same time, you have to pick up your pace of play when necessary. Especially because, like we've been talking about all weekend, it's not just about like making sure you don't get warnings, but also just so you can finish your match on time too. Like there are multiple times where we've talked about players conceding, even when maybe it's a little early. But if you think there's a 1% chance you're going to win the game, but you have to win back the whole match, like losing that time is huge. I've definitely conceded games before.
What was his name? Kento? I don't remember his name.
Hiroki Kenta.
Yeah, Kento. Yeah.
Or Kenta Hiroki. Yeah.
Yeah, that. I think that was one of his big mistakes in game one.
Yeah, we watched a match and potentially playing for top 8. And if Kenta had won, actually, he would have made top 8 on tiebreakers.
Yeah.
And he ended up losing the match pretty handily. He didn't really have a chance. But in game one, he was so far behind, and he just kept playing it out when he could have conceded.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Enchantress versus Blue-White, a match that tends to go long. And his opponent was playing kind of slow too.
Mm-hmm.
So, but regardless, that's neither here nor there. We are in the finals, and this could be the last game. So that'd be the last game we see of this tournament.
Yeah. He'd have easily made it.
Yeah, Kenta would have definitely made it had he won.
His breaks were insane.
But William Stevens beat him, ended up in 9th place.
Yep.
Still 9th place, not too shabby. Get some money, get a lot of those Star City Open points. You want to collect those so you can come play in the Invitational.
Mm-hmm.
And next year, we announced some stuff this weekend that's really cool. We had Jason Reedy on yesterday to talk about some of the new stuff that's coming up for next year. We're putting a big focus on the store tournaments next year, so there's going to be even more invitational qualifiers with tons of slots being given away. And 4 invitationals, going to be one in the Northeast, Southwest, basically all 4 corners of the U.S.
We're going to have one in the Midwest?
That's what Jason said. The locations haven't been announced yet, but there'll be one every corner, and you can just bank it. So if you
Will it be in North Dakota?
I can't give anything away yet. But when you qualify through an invitational qualifier, you can just bank it for the whole year. So you win one at your store. It's like, well, I want to play in the one in fall because that's the one that's within the year I live. So it just gives you even more opportunities to play on the invitationals.
That's a great idea. Not just forcing it to be that next one, being able to just pick your poison.
Well, I believe this year you could do that too, but with 4 it's really pronounced.
Well,
that
with 2, with 2 it's way different than 4.
Yeah, with 4 it's
and
much
if it's
story.
in the middle, like once halfway through the year, you still have 2 options, not just one.
Invitational qualifiers are really going to feel like PTQs next
All right,
year.
well, we start off with Tropical Island from Marsh and a Noble Hierarch, one of my favorite cards.
Certainly a powerful card. When a card supplants Birds of Paradise as your friend with Mass Elevator, you know it's going to be powerful.
Yeah. All right, so Misty Rainforest gets cracked by Josh. Means he's either going to Careful Study or Entomb this turn. I guess they run Brainstorm too, right?
Yeah,
he could Brainstorm.
Looking at his hand, I don't think he'd Brainstorm right now, though.
No.
Maybe if you were on the play, if you really wanted to avoid getting dazed, but on the draw, it's not a lot of incentive to. I see Sphinx of the Steel Wind in his hand. Ponder, Show and Tell. Oh, there's the Careful Study.
All right, let's see if Marsh
I see
says
Show and Tell, too. He could just
resolves.
Jam something into play.
I'm interested that Marsh said it resolves so fast.
Well, I mean, if he was under pressure after sideboard, he wants to make sure that he doesn't, nothing bad happens. So it discards Ponder and Sphinx of Steel Wind. And Josh does have an Animate Dead in his hand. And that Sphinx is really good against a band deck. It's got protection from pretty good colors.
Yeah, except Path.
Yeah, except for Path, that's one you really want protection
And
from.
Jace.
What are the 2 protection colors?
Isn't it just red and green?
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah.
I thought blue was included there for some reason. That didn't
No,
make any
because
sense.
you couldn't pulse or terminate it.
Right,
so.
right. Yep, that's why it was. And so Melee Mage comes down from Marsh. This has been a pretty interesting sideboard card for him. We've seen him play it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
What is he going to name, do you think? Would you name one of the reanimation spells, probably?
You'd name probably one of the reanimations.
Animate Dead or Exhume?
Whichever one that Josh has 4 of, but it wouldn't be like reanimate, so it would probably be like Animate Dead or Exhume.
Yeah, one of those 2 cards. Whichever
Did
Marsh.
Josh misses? Yeah, he did not. He kept a 1-lander.
I was kind of hoping his Careful Study would get him there, and it
Or
didn't.
no, it's still resolving. He might have a land. Nope, he did not. He missed the land drop. All right, and I don't know what he named, but it was not Animate Dead. Here's Force of Will. Force of Will back. Oh, Daze back.
Daze back, and then still Force back up.
Yeah.
And Marsh reads the Sphinx. Now, it's 6/6, Vigilance, Lifelink, protection from red, protection from green.
So it's a 5/5 now.
5/6.
A 5/6 now, yeah.
5/6. Still can kill Marsh in 4 swings, all the same.
I mean, yeah, still puts a lot of pressure on Marsh.
But if Marsh has
and
a
with
swords,
a force in the back.
Yeah, and force backup for Josh, which is huge. Now if Marsh has a swords or something,
Yeah, it's a whole different ball game.
or a pair of swords potentially. Let's see what he finds. Attacks for 1 with Noble Hire? No. Taps it for mana. Alright, chooses Marsh, taps his Tropical Island, goes for Brainstorm. Draws 3 cards. He's got to put 2 of them back. I'm sure he's searching for swords to deal with that Sphinx. Because the life gain is actually fairly relevant, too. It can buy Josh a decent amount of time.
Multiple turns, yeah.
And that can make his reanimates a little less lethal, too.
Yep.
The reanimator deck has such a bevy of threats because it's got all these toolbox threats for Entomb, so you never really know what you're going to have to face in the game. It's going to be Ginger Taxis, Inkle Leviathan, Sphinx of the Steel Wind. So hard to know.
Cracks the Misty Rainforest.
Alright. Goes to get a land. And let's see what he's going to do after that. So if he's cracking, he's playing something for 2 potentially. I think it's going to be Tarmogoyf. Or do you think he has the double swords?
I mean, he wouldn't crack that land just for double swords.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's probably playing a 2-drop. Or he's gonna swords. Well, if he has double swords, he would do this first, or just any kind of swords, because he wants to be able to attack with his guy.
Yeah, very true.
His guy potentially.
I mean, but he would
I
still
guess
just...
Meddling Mage would be what he would attack with. So
Yeah,
it
he
doesn't
would swords and then crack the land if it got countered.
Sure. So he does get Tundra. Let's see what Marsh is doing here. And
Ricky Hirashi, one of the greatest judges in the world, walks in with a box of cookies on his head. True story.
And so Marsh, deciding what to do, taking his time, probably needs to make a decision.
It's tough, but judges
just cracks his land and passes the turn.
Interesting. All right, so Sphinx comes in, Vigilance, take 5. Marsh goes down to 13. Josh goes up to 25. Josh has to feel really good about that.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that no path or no swords or anything of that variety. And Josh has both Show and Tell and Animate Dead in his hand, too, so he's got some backup plans. He's got an Angel of Despair hanging out in there. Marsh draws a card. Those hands do not look like the hands of a man who has hope forthcoming. Let's see if he finds something. Alright, well, there's Green Sun Zenith for 2. What can he get on 2? He can get Crystalline Pride Mage, which is pretty relevant.
Yeah.
Oh, but Marsh lets it.
Lets it resolve.
Oh, Josh lets it resolve. Marsh lets it happen. He's gonna go with Pride Mage. I presume that's what he's gonna get here. And now Josh does have a second Animate Dead to bring back that Sphinx yet again.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, does Marsh have another land to? I don't think he does, because he would have played around Days. So that Pride Mage might not get online until next turn.
Yeah, when Josh is at a comfortable 29 life and Marsh is down to 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of miles to work with.
And if Josh draws something like Careful Study this turn, he could even potentially animate an Angel of Despair.
Or even
Mage.
Yeah, even a land will let him Show and Tell an Angel.
Right, although Show and Tell could be a little dangerous. Like Marsh could put Knight of the Reliquary into play or something
or
like
Jace.
that. No, you can't put Jason in play.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, you can't put Jace. I keep thinking you can. I don't think it's that scary. Then I don't think a Knight is that scary.
Cross your fingers. Hope he doesn't. Really, please don't have the one Progenitus. Like,
that'd be pretty funny.
oh man. Sphinx isn't legendary, right? So he doesn't have to worry about getting Caracas, which is nice. Pretty sure Sphinx isn't legendary. Is that correct? He boarded out his Pride Mages, so he has to get Tarmogoyf.
He boarded out his Pride Mages?
Boarded out his Pride Mages.
Wow.
Uh-oh. I'd have kept at least one in.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Oh, dear. Oh, man. Wow. He boarded out all his Pride Mages. You would never have a toolbox card like that. I always like to leave one, even if I don't think I'll need it, just because the cost of leaving one in your deck is so low compared to the utility of being able to find it when you absolutely need it. Well, an issue. That's a huge issue. All right. Well, Josh taps blue and goes for careful study. Draw. He drew a land, too, so he can discard the Angel of Despair and reanimate at this turn. With Animate dead.
So powerful.
And that will put Marsh on dead next turn.
Yeah.
Serves in with the Sphinx, holding back all of Marsh's attackers. I mean, all right, yeah, and he's just going to play that Animate dead, bring back the Angel. What do you think you kill with the Angel? Just a land, probably? Just to reduce his options?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would just probably take a land off of him. Keep him off Chase.
You have force backup, so you can counter one spell. You just want to make sure he doesn't have something weird. I don't know how he would do it, but... All right, there's Angel of Despair that comes back. It looks like Josh Weinandy with the Reanimator is likely to be your Star City Games Open champion.
There's the
that's
handshake.
it.
Josh
Congratulations to Josh Weinandy, your Star City Games Open Indianapolis champion. Brand new format, no misstep with Innistrad. Josh takes it down. Congratulations to Josh.
So we're gonna get him in the booth real soon.
Yeah, we're gonna get him very soon. And wow, and that's great. Not only was Josh a winner, and not only has he won the taking down the tournament, but one of you is a winner as well.
Who is it?
One of you has won a year of StarCityGames.com Premium, and
I want to know.
we're going to be revealing that shortly, so don't miss it. As soon as the camera comes back to us, we will unveil who wins. Who do you think it is?
I don't know.
Could be anybody on Twitter, right? We had
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds of replies. The winner is Russell Mishler, Unafraid Sage on Twitter. Congratulations, you just won a whole year of
Congratulations.
StarCityGames.com Premium. That's awesome.
Do your dance.
Yeah, you better do the dance that Brad made you do. A little bit wiggling around. But seriously, it's great stuff. I mean, it'll be awarded to you shortly. And I mean, Star City Games just updated, so you can go check out all the greatest articles. I think Shaven probably has his article up today. Normally publishes on Monday.
Get your premium as soon as you can. Get in there. Look at the videos. Don't forget your dance. And enjoy them.
And the answer, by the way, was Mono Red.
Mono Red.
Mono Red Mirror in the finals of the Standard Open. You can find all 32 top deck lists on the site right now, and the Legacy deck list will be following.
Yeah, we had some great matches this week, and we'll have the archives up in the next week. So if you missed yesterday, you'll be able to look back at the matches.
Like the 47-minute game one match.
I was not a fan of that one.
I thought it was awesome.
But Gavin loved it. I was not.
See, those kind of matches I think are really interesting.
Yeah.
Especially because I know you could rewatch it a bunch of times during the 18 turns that are really boring. You can see one thing that changed and be like, oh, maybe what happens if this changes? And, all kinds of cool little things you can do. I won't spoil anything, but it's Burning Vengeance versus a Tezzeret.
Don't spoil it.
I'm not gonna.
Don't even tell him.
I'm gonna say what the matchup is. Just Burning Vengeance versus Tezzeret. I'm just gonna say it's awesome. It's a very good match.
All right.
I mean, I think if Burning Vengeance, that's a good reason to go watch it right there. That deck is sweet.
It was kind of cool. It was
that
fun.
deck is awesome. All right, we have the Star City Games Open Legacy champion.
Grab a chair.
He's going to come around and tell us